We are back. Thank you guys so much for checking me out. I really want to dive so much deep into this TV show. We are going to review The Initiation. It's a TV show on Gaia. I'm not here to say if he's right or wrong. I'm pretty much here to just connect my experience and what I've found within myself to what he's educating and what he's sharing from his perception and from his memory. And I just want to say I greatly appreciate this journey, and I greatly appreciate him for sharing his knowledge. We're going to dive real deep into this episode because what he's talking about in this episode is Trinity. The Trinity has nothing to do with the Mother, the Father, and the Son. What it has to do is sound, light, and form. The sound breaks down to vibration, which also can be known as the spirit, which also we can say is the mind or the operator. And we're going to dive deep into each one. So the next one is the light, which breaks down to energy, soul, also known as your DNA/emotions. The last is the form, which is also known as the body, the matter, and your physical vessel. So that is the Trinity. Body, soul, spirit equals being. Understand that you are made of three major components, and he's going to completely break down what that means. And I will share that clip with you guys. So stay tuned. But how he explains it is the body is the physical matter. We all experience what it is to be human, right? The depression, the hard struggles of life. We all have experienced that. So the purpose of the body, the purpose of your physical form is to focus in on this life, is to grow and to expand your consciousness and your awareness through this third dimension. It's funny because my brother asked me not too long ago, it's like, if I've lived many lives, or if my soul or my spirit is ancient, why don't I remember? And I remember explaining to him that most people can't even get over their childhood trauma, let alone past life trauma. It just makes perfect sense on why we are here and why we forget is to remember again. So we must forget to be able to focus on the spot that we're going to. So we know in this life as a human, we can go through so many different things. It can be good, it can be bad, it can be whatever it is that you allow your perception to believe. But we know change is inevitable. Change is always happening around us. And so we have to experience these different aspects of ourselves so that we can just continuously grow and continuously break through the limitations that we've always believed that we just were. For my experience, I had to break through the analytical mind, and immediately when I say that I want to do something, my ego would automatically talk negative towards it. So I'll say, oh, I want to be a real estate agent. Oh, that's going to be too hard. Oh, you're not going to be able to pass the test. Or it's going to be, everybody wants to be a real estate agent. All of these negative things would just automatically come up against where you want to go. So once you start breaking through the limitations of being a human, once you start becoming aware of, hey, I can do this. And once you achieve that, once you realize that it's been you that's been putting the limitations on yourself, you realize how unlimited you are. You realize how much more you can do. And that was my entire experience. I'm so thankful when I started real estate, I knew there was a certain confidence that I would need to have that I just did not have at the time. So what I did was add personal development into my craft, and it completely changed. I mean, I'm just at a completely different place, but it completely changed my state of awareness. It completely changed my mindset. So immediately, once I discovered who I was and I discovered basically my power, that's when I discovered how to exercise my power, which is meditation. And meditation, it's where you're able to observe your thoughts. And the deeper and the deeper and the deeper that you get of observing, you realize that you are not those thoughts. You are not those limitations, or you are not this human vessel that only lives once. You realize that you are a soul, or you are a spirit, as he explains it. You are a spirit having a human experience. So when we start talking about the spirit is actually the first thing that's physical. The spirit is not different from the body. It's just a different vibration of matter. So we have to get out of the mindset of thinking a spirit is outside of us or something to scare us, when actually it's just who we are. And other beings and other spirits are just are in higher dimensions that we are. Different vibrations of matter. So how he explains it, the spirit is the first thing that explodes into matter. The spirit is the first thing that comes into the physical realm. We are born into this being to express itself as a human. So it all just makes sense to me, because now that I'm at a place of consciousness to where that I'm observing, I'm experiencing life, and I'm creating life, I see exactly what he means. But before we get any deeper into the soul, let's check out this clip that how he breaks down the Trinity.
So that's why from polarity, it creates positive and negative. And from that point, we create a third one that would unite them all. Because when we are polarity, we just have this perspective. So we need a third one. The third one allows us to see those polarities from one only being and not being two of them. So Trinity starts to be the third eye. We have two eyes, positive and negative, and then we will have the third one, which allows us to see everything, not only one perspective. So the Trinity of the universe starts as a way to understand from where we go and how we have to do this path around the universe. So these three patterns will allow us to know that we have this point to go, this other point where we are heading to, and then we have to make the whole pattern to get to the first one with a new interpretation of duality. That is the moment where the spirit creates the soul, and the soul creates the body. The body, the soul, and the spirit is what we call a being. And a being is the three vibrations that will help the consciousness of the universe to understand itself through experience. The Holy Trinity that we are talking about is not about a God, a Holy Mother, and a Son that will guide us, like Christianity would say. The Holy Trinity is vibration, energy, and matter. Matter is the body, and there are not three different things. They are the same thing vibrating in different levels of consciousness. They are only one reality, only one thing, but in different ways of expression. So Trinity will be the tool that the consciousness of the universe have to experience itself in different levels of consciousness. So 6,000 million years ago, that vibration and that light in the universe start to go all to the same spot. And from there, the patterns of the universe start to split and create the network of reality, the matrix, the geometry. We start to call the spots like nodes. The nodes are the spots where all the energy concentrates in spiral. And then we have these lines that goes through one of them to the other one, and we call that a mission. And then we have to start from one spot to go to another spot, and we have a mission to accomplish to get to that other spot. When we accomplish the whole pattern, we had accomplished our purpose in life.
So as you can see there, the spirit is what creates the DNA, which creates the soul. Then it creates the body to express itself in matter. I didn't mean to say it like him, in matter. What he is breaking down for you is exactly who you are, what you are, why you are. So I wanted to just share that and just share my experience and my connection and what I've discovered within myself. So it just makes sense that the soul is actually the physical expression of the spirit. It's not that, like I said, the spirit is not something that's outside of you. The spirit is literally what's driving this vessel. Or like I always say, the mind. The mind is the controller. How he broke down the third eye, I'm not sure most people are in the same place consciously, but there's people like myself that feel their third eye. And when he says, when you see life through your third eye, he's speaking to the unknown. Like for myself, when it comes to real estate and when it comes to my passions, I don't focus on the how and I don't focus on the when. I just create and I just enjoy what it is that I'm doing. And through my thoughts and through my happy thoughts and through expressing those feelings that I get from those thoughts, those things allow and attract things into my life. So that's how I operate and that's how I create through my passion. And that's exactly what he's breaking down, is the construct of you. Your emotions is not something that should be controlling you, but you should be controlling your emotions to attract whatever it is that you're putting out. So another thing he also talks about is your chakras being stuck, the energy within you being stuck. Through my experience, how you break through that is through meditation, by eating certain fruits and vegetables that match the organs or match the colors of those chakras. And that's how you begin to heal and start getting that stuck energy to begin to move. But I highly recommend you guys check out this show. So pretty much to break it down, the soul is your DNA and your emotions, and your spirit is the energy, the vibration that is moving this vessel. It's the consciousness that's behind these eyes. And your physical shell is your spirit expressing itself in this matter, on this earth. So I can't wait to break down the next episode for you guys and go over the 4 pillars of the universe, because it's so deep. It's basically just talking about the circle of life, and I will have a clip ready for you guys in the next episode. Be sure to continue to check me out. I will try and post weekly and give you guys more content, especially for the people that don't have Gaia and that don't pay the subscription. I'm here to give you guys a thumbnail sketch of some of these episodes and to just share my experience, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Peace.